What's going on today, YouTube? Today we got another NFL record and schedule prediction. Record and schedule, record and season. We'll do record and season. Schedule sounds weird. Got the Pittsburgh Steelers on the slate today. The next 4 videos, obviously, including this one, are going to be the AFC North, as I've done just divisions down the line. The entirety of this series. As you can see, I have them being 5-12. I just think the quarterback position is the most important on a football field. And the Pittsburgh Steelers no longer have the guy that everybody knows, I guess you could say. Mitch Trubisky is obviously known for being terrible. Mason Rudolph is, I guess, leading the pack in QB1 conversation in training camp, which is even worse. And then you got Kenny Pickett, the first-round draft pick, taking number 20 overall this year, that I think has a very good ceiling. Not great ceiling or anything spectacular, but I think he can be a viable starter in this league. Just got to give him some time. Other than that, on the offense, we got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and I guess George Pickens is having a really good camp. They got Najee Harris. And not very good offensive line. They also have Pat Freiermuth. Nope. Yeah. It's Pat Freiermuth, right? Hold on 1 second. Let me look this up. I need to make sure that's who I'm thinking of. It is Pat Freiermuth, starting at tight end, I believe, which is not a bad thing. Pat Freiermuth was really good coming out of college, and he's done so far so good in the NFL. But their offensive line is not super great. The offense this year is not going to be anywhere in the realm of helping this team win games. The defense is really going to be what goes nuts this year. You still obviously have T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward. You signed Miles Jack, which I have no idea why the Jacks let go. You got Minka Fitzpatrick, obviously. Terrell Edmonds is still there. Devin Bush, clearly. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I forgot. I don't think so. Devin Bush, Miles Jack, T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Terrell Edmonds. Yeah, I think those are the main focal points of that defense. So defense is going to be obviously still super good. I don't think you lost anyone super important, and you gained Miles Jack, who, in my opinion, a few years ago was the best middle linebacker in the league. That was before, obviously, the Fred Warner days. Well, I wouldn't say best, because that was when Luke Kuechly was playing. I forgot about Luke Kuechly. You still had Bobby Wagner. So, in the conversation, he was super underrated when he was especially in the Saxonville year with when the Jags went to the AFC Championship. That was crazy. Anyway, going into their schedule, I just had to make sure that it was still recording. Week 1, I have them losing. Okay, and I want to preface this schedule prediction with something I should have preferenced in every one of these videos before. This is a mixture of how I think the season should go and how I think it will go, which are two totally different things. Like, for example, right here, the Bengals should beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but in week 2, the Steelers will. Okay, let's do a different example than the Patriots, because Patriots are a little bit iffy. Right here, the Steelers will beat the Falcons. Do I think? And this is okay. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference between what will happen and what should happen. So when you guys see my Chargers video or the Broncos video where I have certain teams beating other teams, it's not so much I think that will happen. It's what should happen. Like, the 49ers should beat the Broncos. The Chargers should win 12-plus games this year. It's not, and that's what I'm predicting will happen. It's set in stone that it will happen, that I foresee everything. It's just that I think this should happen, so I'm saying it will happen. Anyway, I got to get that off my chest because, Jesus, nuts. Week 2, I have them beating the New England Patriots. Obviously, this game I think could go either way, really. The Patriots don't have a really built roster, but have a quarterback, and the Steelers have a built roster but not the quarterback, so I think that puts Pittsburgh in a better position to win. Week 3, I have them beating the Cleveland Browns. This is still in the Deshaun, or as of right now, this is still in the Deshaun Watson suspension. Obviously, the suspension ends in week 6, so it could be different. I mean, it could be till the end of the year. It could be forever. I don't think it's really going to get reduced. So I think week 3, the Steelers pull the leg out from under the Browns, as they will have probably Jacoby Brissett starting under center. Week 4, I have them beating the Jets. I just think their roster overall is better. I think the Jets roster is younger, but Steelers roster is better right now. Week 5, I have them losing to the Bills, obviously. Week 6, I have them losing to the Bucks, obviously. 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Can't go wrong there. Why am I trying to say number? Week 7, I have them losing to the Miami Dolphins. This is one of those things that I think should happen because the Dolphins have so much talent on that roster. But I could clearly see a way the Steelers defense just demolishes Tua and the Steelers win. So that's another one that I think something should happen, but something else will happen. In week 8, I have them losing to the crosstown rival, Philadelphia Eagles. I think by this time, the Eagles roster moves, I guess you could say, will have mesh. I think Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown will be in a rhythm by this point. Then in week 9, they have their bye. Week 10, I have them losing to the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints could be really good. It just depends on how high of a ceiling Jameis Winston has this year and how he comes back from that ACL injury. Week 11, I have them dropping and getting swept by Cincinnati Bengals. I just think the Bengals roster is better. I think that offense is way more explosive. I think the Bengals can just score more points than the Steelers in this game. Week 12, I have them losing to the Indianapolis Colts. This one could go either way as well. I think this all depends on how Matt Ryan plays for the Colts, but I think Matt Ryan's going to play pretty good, seeing this is one of the best rosters that he's played on in quite some time. In week 13, I have them beating the Falcons. Don't really need to explain it there. In week 14, I have them losing to the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Ravens, with just how many injuries they had last year, are going to be so much better than this year. I think they're really underrated just because of how many injuries they had last year and what their record showed. I think people are really overlooking them. Week 15, I have them beating the Panthers. I don't really think it matters in this time what quarterback is playing. Week 16, I have them dropping the game to the Oakland Raiders. Oakland, oh my Lord, why have I been saying that so much? It's clearly not Oakland, it's Las Vegas. But I think the Raiders offense is just going to be too potent by this time. I think Devontae Adams and Derek Carr are really going to be in a groove. Week 17, I have them dropping, getting swept by the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, this could change. I think Ravens could win this one, and they could win at home here. Week 18, I have them dropping the game to the Browns. And as I said earlier, this is after the Deshaun Watson suspension at this time, so the Browns will have their star quarterback back. But that leaves them with a record of 5-12, ranked number 14 in the conference. I don't know where that puts their draft pick. I wish that said it up here somewhere. But it just wasn't just conference ranking. It was NFL ranking, but it doesn't. It says it right here that they are obviously 14th in the AFC, but they would have like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7th overall pick. So somewhere right around there. And I don't think that's too far fetched. I think, like I said, this Patriots game could go back and forth. This Dolphins game could go back and forth. The Saints game, honestly, if Jameis Winston's not playing well, this Colts game, and then this Ravens game could go back and forth. But it just depends on how the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh plays out, and then obviously some of these other quarterback positions, like I said, with the roster deficiency of the Patriots. The quarterback mayhem of Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback Jameis Winston, quarterback Matt Ryan, and then just the rivalry between the Ravens and Steelers. That's gonna do it for today, though, or not for today. For this video, you're gonna see another video in just a few hours on another NFL team, but I couldn't tell you which one it is right now. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to comment down below what takes you think I missed on and what you think I hit on. And then make sure to subscribe to help the channel grow to places it has not grown yet. Peace.